on record already.
Yep, just started. So pretty much what we've got so far is. Well, EJ, you want to tell them? You'll give the briefer synopsis if briefer is a word.
It's not, but that's okay.
So we previously discussed mountain golf on a previous pod, and I told Scott that you were up there currently, and you got a chance to play today. So I was hoping you could recap your mountain golf with us.
Yeah, absolutely. So I visited Laurel Ridge and Maggie Valley Country Club. So 2 separate courses there, and then I played Waynesville. And Waynesville, it's actually one of they used to have 3 nines, and the original 9 was a Donald Ross course, and they kept that true to the way he wanted to make it happen. And then they eliminated one of the 9s and kind of tied them in, and so I only had the opportunity to play 9, and the 9 that I played was not the Donald Ross course, because I've just played it growing up, and I wanted to see what the new second 9 was. And it was fantastic. Just the mountains and everything they did. The only thing they changed really was the terrain, I guess, is what it would be, was completely different. They have like grown out the grass right off the fairways, but they've also removed a bunch of trees. And so it was a completely different experience. And so I'm glad I was able to do the back 9. And then they actually, what was it? It was East North Carolina or something like that. College, all the college people were out there, both men and women.
Oh, you're talking about you're talking about Western Carolina University.
Western Carolina, yep.
Yeah, the Catamounts.
Yeah.
Yeah,
so
I think
they
about
were
it for a
all out
second.
there. They were all out there practicing and putting around. So it was that was kind of cool to see.
Did you get to mingle with the players at all?
I didn't. No. I was in a rush, and it was just me, so I didn't want to, mingle with them. I was just letting them do their practice.
Nice.
What were you going to ask?
I was going to say, like, outside of the elevation, how would you compare the grass up there to the grass down here?
Even though they have not had a lot of rain, it was very moist, for a funny term. But
would you want to walk around on it barefoot?
I would love that.
Nice.
Actually, I'm doing that tonight because my hotel is at the country club, and I'm gonna play on the putting green because they have it lit up, and going to do that barefoot as well. So yeah, I would definitely like that. But interestingly enough, I thought, because the cart person that I spoke with said the greens are running fast, I thought that they actually would. But in my opinion, compared to Florida, to answer your question, EJ, they were slow. And so it took me a little while to get a grip on what, how to actually putt. And, you know, normally if we're playing a scramble, I'm third or fourth in the scramble to make sure we make the putt. EJ's probably the fourth. Um, Comer, you would be the fourth, so then that would knock me to the second. Um, but yeah, it took me a while to get used to the greens, and it was interesting that they said that they were running fast because they were really slow. But um, as far as the grass is, they were very moist, and along the edges of each fairway, they've really grown it up to where I I don't know what the plants would even be called. Maybe plants is not the word, but it was just really tall around the fairway.
So
Like
was
a
it like,
fescue almost.
yeah, like a native area?
I guess that, yeah, I guess that would be what it is.
They got that at Pinehurst.
Yeah, it was really weird. And they have it. It was also interesting. They have like these areas that you don't even think you're on a golf course. It reminds me of the golf course near uh, near Lakeland, the big one out there that has.
Stream Song.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. That's kind of cool though, up there in the mountains.
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah, it's super unique for up there.
Casey, I have a random question for you.
Uh-oh.
Have you ever heard of earthing?
Of what?
Earthing. EARTHING. Earthing.
Birthing?
No, earthing.
No, I haven't heard that.
So apparently we vibrate at the same frequency as the earth. And what you're going to do tonight, being barefoot on the grass, is going to connect your frequency to the earth's frequency. And this is called earthing. And I was curious. If you know anything about that.
Man, I don't know anything about that. Is that a Scott thing?
No, man, it's a Ben thing. He
I am
sent me
not
a
that.
video about it,
I am not that
and
wackadoodle.
I'm gonna send it. I'm gonna send it to you, man. I'm jealous. I'm gonna earth barefoot
I mean,
on some grass, getting into some nature, and just getting my frequencies right.
it sounds like so. So my wife went to a chiropractor at one point, and he called it grounding.
I think earthing sounds cooler.
It certainly sounds weirder.
They, they're both of them are making me laugh. Yeah, yeah, I'm gonna earth tonight for sure and ground myself.
Yeah, man. Make sure you focus on your frequencies.
Yeah, it says it
Yeah,
right here.
I
It
wasn't
is
bullshitting, was I?
earthing is to sync the body to the natural rhythms of the earth. We envision a future where everybody understands how essential it is to be connected.
See?
Scott, I will tell you, not to get off topic on the earthing and all that stuff. The what do you call it? Undulation, I guess, on greens.
Yeah.
Is that what it's called?
Yeah.
Um, it was unbelievable, all the different levels and how tough it was. And that was definitely not the way that it was in the past. And that was it made it so much fun. Especially I was just playing a single, and I hadn't played this new 9, and so to like figure that out, it was very difficult but fun to do. You probably would have done way better than I, but I actually it wasn't all that bad.
So it's funny that we're talking about earthing or grounding, whatever flavor does it for you, and you're talking about undulations because I read, I didn't complete, so you guys can't hold me to any of this, but I did read Dr. Joe Parent's book on perfect putting, or like how to putt perfectly. And one of the things he encourages his students to do is to really get in touch with the undulations using your feet, which is not uncommon. I mean, it's kind of actually like right up the alley with aim point and how people like measure the grade of a green and the undulations of a green using their feet. But aim point like wants you to use your feet to figure out the science of like the degree or the severity of a break, whereas what Dr. Joe Parent's talking about is just like learning to feel, is it going from left to right, right to left, uphill, downhill, like to walk like adjacent to the line of your putt and try to feel if it's going to break different ways. He's not necessarily saying like we got to figure out, is this a 1 degree break or 2 degree break or any of that BS. um but I think he even like says at one point in his book, or maybe I picked this up somewhere else along the way, that like when you're trying to do this and you're not like getting the full sense of it right away, then take your shoes off and like do it barefoot. So, you know,
Get your
so
earth on.
yeah, you gotta get your earth on if you really want to understand how to get those undulations.
Um, so yeah, I have a question. When you're looking at a putt and you've never played the place, and and sorry if that noise just went off. And you don't know where the putt's gonna roll. Everyone always up here, at least in the mountains, said the ball will roll towards the water.
Yeah,
Is that a true thing in most circumstances?
I think every golf course can be different, but yeah, even in Florida's a different reason because Florida, the water, the the water attracts the grain, you could say. But up there, the turfs are completely different. But the thing is, gravity rolls downhill, and um, whichever direction the water is gonna, you know, drain, that's the lay of the land. That's the way the land's going. So if you just
Gotcha.
pay, yeah, if you just pay attention to your surroundings and you see a pond, you know, which is probably like an irrigation pond, or if you see a stream or something, pay attention and see if there's like any pipes rolling into it or anything. And that'll tell you like, yeah, this is where the land's going. And that probably is a good rule of thumb. Like it's going to go towards that stream or going to go towards that pond.
Gotcha. I went with that today, and I would say it worked 98% of the time, and then one really got me. But that's why I wanted to ask, because it's like, man, I didn't think that that putt would roll that way, and it completely went different. But um, yeah, I think if we're talking golf, you know, that would be a big thing for me.
So one
Yeah.
thing I think I've definitely learned about golf, gentlemen, this is the secret sauce, that just when you start to think you figured it out, it's like our spouse, you know, we will quickly be reminded that we haven't. So, I think that's a good rule of thumb, but you really do have to like be open-minded because with exceptions of a few things that are just completely crazy, like Spook Hill in frickin' um, Dundee, Florida, like if it looks like it's going right to left, it probably is going right to left. And if you're not certain, then yeah, follow the lake, follow the stream wherever it is. But there's going to be that one that is just going to totally leave you scratching. And that's when it's like you got to just wipe it out of your head what you thought was going to happen and just react to what did happen, you know? And yeah, I've had to remind myself it's like, yeah, I don't have this game figured out, so I just need to keep moving forward.
Oh man, putting is the toughest part of the golf game, for sure. And I hate those ones that leave me scratching, Scott.
So, EJ, in my time playing golf with you, I think if you could get yourself aligned correctly, you're a really dangerous putter.
Yeah, no. If I just knew where to putt, I may need to start just playing barefoot. I'm serious. That could be the new swag. Just barefoot, slow my swing down, keep it in play, earth frequencies. Just
You're all
zen,
about the earth tonight, man.
zen completely out. Just really digging in the bunker, sand in between my toes. I'm feeling deadly.
Man, I tell you what though, like I can't think about, and my buddy Juice, he plays barefoot all the time unless he's playing at like
Oh,
a
Memorial
really
is
nice
so
course, like
yeah.
Pebble Beach or something, or and he has his own caddy out there, and but I just can't imagine, taking the driver out of the bag and not having some golf spikes on. Like uh, maybe on, when you're putting, um, but I feel like I need some sort of grip for the driver.
Maybe I will get a pair of Crocs with golf spikes on the bottom, and I'll just have them on for the driver part and then earth the rest of the way. Just leave them in the cart.
So, have you guys heard of these golf kicks spikes?
Are those the ones where you can put them in any shoe?
Yeah. Like, what do you think of those?
I mean, I saw somebody with them in like a pair of fly ass Jordans. And I mean, I love doing shit for clout. So like I would do that for sure. You know what I'm saying? I mean, like I would put them in a pair of Yeezys. Just be like, oh damn, look at that guy.
What say you, uh, Casey? Like, what do you think of something like that? If you could just take any old shoe or flip flop or Birkenstock or whatever, flavor you like and just put some spikes in it and go out on the course.
So my thought on that really is, and I don't know the manufacturing of golf shoes, but I feel like there's more form to a golf shoe, or whatever you want to call it, to where it gives you a little more stability. Um, so to me, I'd rather the golf shoe and then take them off to putt if EJ wants to earth.
Yeah.
See, I'm glad somebody's got some sensibility. I think it's like one of the dumbest things ever. And I think the guy that came up with it, this isn't jealousy. This is like you're a freaking idiot. Like you're gonna find people just as dumb as you to go and put these things into their shoes because exactly like you said, golf shoes, at least good ones, are built with a purpose. And taking a pair of Yeezys or Crocs or flip-flops or whatever and screwing a spike into it doesn't mean that it's a good golf shoe. Like they're not built for that, you know, and like I love FootJoys because they have a good, sturdy, and stable sole. Like they're rigid, but they provide enough comfort and support for you to be able to wear them for 18, 27, 36 holes. And when you're twisting, moving a golf club at 100 miles per hour, like you need something that's going to stand up to it because your whole game starts from the ground up. So, you know, earth all
Casey,
I
you
I have
guess
want.
another question for you.
Oh, feel free. Go ahead.
So Scott said about 18, 27, 36 holes. What's your thoughts on golf trip holes per day? How would you lay out your golf trip?
was that for me or for Scott?
That's
That's for
totally
you.
for you.
That's for you. I know Scott's answer.
Oh, well, I have a few health issues. So on this trip with work, I'm doing 9 a day.
So, like, I'm talking about like if we were doing a boys trip,
Oh,
you, you're like a
18,
max 18 max, right?
18 max. And unless it's a real nice course, I'm not walking.
Yeah,
Fair
yeah.
enough.
Yeah.
So,
So, I'm sorry to interrupt, but when you brought that up, it made me want to ask Casey that.
no, I think it's a wonderful question. I actually know some guys from work who are going to a reunion in like September, so next month. And they're arriving on Friday, playing golf that afternoon, 36 on Saturday, 18 on Sunday, then they're leaving. So it's like 3 day, 2 night thing. And it sounds like they're going to get in um, a round on each and a second round on another one there on the property. Like I don't think they're leaving the property to go play a different course. And they were like,
If
yeah,
it's
we
all
actually had
on
an
property,
opening.
I'm kind of okay with it.
Yeah, I mean, I would too, but my whole thing is like, okay, I get away with the boys, you know, it's too often you're going to do your heaviest drinking on the golf course and at dinner. And whether you play
On the way,
18, 18, 36, or on the way, whether you play 18, 36, or whatever, like you're going to do it. And so it's like you go and play 36 holes. You're going to be schmammered before you get to dinner, and then you're just going to get ridiculous. But then also, it's like my ass might be able to put up 36 in a day, but it doesn't want to. So it's like I'm there to enjoy it, not to hurt. So I'm
yeah.
all for 18 and then chill.
I mean, I would love the 36. I physically can't do it, but this is all bringing me back to Brent Klespi's
I'm so
bachelor
glad you
party
brought it up.
where you and Brent literally made me walk 9 holes in the dark, and I did not want to do that. And and I had to carry a 6 pack in my bag.
Yeah,
And
because I was carrying a 12 in mine.
I mean, it ended up being a fun time and a great memory, and I'm so glad y'all made me do that. But I just remember fighting, like, I'm not doing this. I'm staying at the hotel and just boozing. It's a bachelor party. Like, why are we playing golf at night?
Because how often did we get to? The next day, I remember we went as a crew and played 18 and then hit up the like family water park at that resort. And there was a guy with us. I forget his name. He goes and passes out because of all the boozing he did on the golf course. Like what I said, people booze the most on boys' trips on the golf course and at dinner. And so the rest of us chilled and enjoyed the pools and the water slides and the lazy river. And this one guy, he passes out on a freaking lounger, and we lost him. And
EJ, who
EJ
was
was
that
like,
guy?
who was that guy?
I don't know, man. I was distraught. I was looking for his ass everywhere. I was in the water searching, and then I went and had him paged like a lost child. I'm not gonna say a name though. I'm not a snitch.
There was this guy, and we all listen to this, Casey. We all decided, okay, we've had enough. This guy knows how to find our room or our rooms because we had these like condos on property, and this is before Uber really took off. But we're like, he'll find his way back, and so we're like getting out of the pools, and then this guy just returns like Old Yeller, like it's okay, guys, I'm here.
Man, that guy was crazy.
That was a
Yeah.
good time.
That was that was a great trip, and I think
EJ did
Gillespie's EJ what?
EJ did the wing. What is
Yeah,
it?
the wing challenge.
Yeah.
Oh, that was awesome.
That was that same night?
I think so.
Yes.
And that was a feat that'll go down in infamy.
Did you Okay, I got two questions.
Go.
First, do you remember what happened when you went to the restroom?
I don't know. I remember I washed my hands, but I probably didn't wash them sufficiently.
No.
And then I'd assume I had to leave shortly after.
No. Okay, first, you finished it. And that was going to be my second question. Did you ever actually get your name up on the board? But
I know
first,
I got a photo taken with me and Brent. So there should be a photo in the Arnold Palmer clubhouse of me and Gillespie's.
because you finished it, of like whoever tried it, you finished it. But you went to the restroom in the middle of it and you asked them if that was acceptable. You came back and you had the most serious look on your face, and you're like, I washed my hands before I went. And then I can't even talk about this. You're like, and then I grabbed it and pulled it out, and it started burning on the inside and the outside.
Those are some spicy wings, man.
I had one bite and I couldn't finish it. And I'm watching EJ demolish these things. And I'm just like, how is he doing this? And how is he going to golf tomorrow? It was just, it was absurd. And it was all for a t-shirt.
Yeah. Well,
I think it was a
is
t-shirt and he didn't have to pay for the wings or something.
I don't remember if
we needed a memory. We needed a memory.
Yeah.
It was time to step up. And if my burning urethra is the memory that you remember, so be it.
I hope this is not on whatever you record.
I mean, this is gonna go on YouTube. I'm telling you right now.
Oh my God.
No, you know what? I wanted to say though is like Gillespie's deserves actually mad props because he went to my bachelor party and he was like, dude, that was a lot of fun. He was like, I never thought I would want to just go play golf with some guys, but he's like, now that I've done it for someone else, he's like, that's what I want. And he's like, we don't need to go anywhere special. He's like, we just need to go somewhere where we can get everybody together, you know? And so like he deserves the credit because he picked a good one. I mean, some people go to Miami or go to Vegas, some people go skiing and all this stuff. But like we drove an hour and a half down the road, played golf, had laughs, burning urethras, and then went home.
Yeah.
I you got to stop saying urethra. It's making me laugh.
And
But no, I totally agree, Scott. Like when I found out that we were going to just have a golf guys, weekend or whatever, I was like, this will be fun, but it's a bachelor party, so you know, people want to do different things, and that was one of the best weekends that I remember. After so many years, one because EJ was in the car with me and we were cruising around, and also some of the other stories that we just went through. But that was just a good time, and just guys enjoying guys and not having to do the extra stuff that sometimes come along with bachelor parties. And I had never been to that place. What was it called?
Orange Lake. I don't know. I don't remember the whole name, but it was Orange Lake.
Orange Lake.
Let's
Yeah.
let's look it up.
I mean, it was beautiful, and it was great to play there. I enjoyed my time. I don't know
Okay,
if
it
I
is just
paid
called
for
Orange
it or who
Lake.
paid for it, but
We played the Legends course, played the Lit 9, and the title of this podcast is going to be Earthing and Burning Urethras.
I I just remember EJ buying a DVD at a 7-Eleven on the corner, and I'm like, why are you buying a DVD?
Man,
I
it
don't
was a
think I heard
steal.
this. So
It was a
now I
steal.
gotta know.
Oh, there's more about this story, but not for anything recorded.
Yeah, nah, man. Nah.
Well,
It was
It
a
was a,
good DVD, though. It was like a normal film. It wasn't anything
yeah, it was
like
the
a
Hurt
bad
Locker.
DVD.
It was the Hurt Locker. They had it in the bin for
oh,
like $3. And I'm like, you know what? I like this movie.
with
I'm
Jeremy
gonna buy
Renner and
I'm gonna
Anthony
buy this in
Mackie.
an 18-pack for the night.
And I'm just over there getting like gummy worms.
Yeah.
He's like, dude, I think I should get this DVD. I'm like, oh, do you, man?
It was calling me.
Well, I remember there was an incident we had. One of the nights, like we went out on the golf course that we were staying on, and we're like playing ultimate frisbee, which was probably not the smartest thing for us to be doing, because I'm pretty certain we were like on the fifth green or whatever.
I don't remember
And
any of this.
well,
I
because
don't either. Thank you.
there's one individual, like we clearly had non-smoking condos, and this one individual just like starts lighting up in the living room, and we're like, dude, you can't do that in here.
Like
And
an actual cigarette.
yeah, it was
Oh,
not
man.
any it,
I'm
it was
shocked.
not it was not anybody on this call, but it was somebody that
I
we all
know
know.
that.
Well, now you just threw me out that I'm the guy that you already told the story about.
No, I haven't said anything like that.
I'm just joking. I don't care.
I know. But yeah, I mean, we try to be respectful. Every once in a while, I'll drop a name of something, but we try to be respectful. But yeah, it was an individual, and he just started smoking. And what made it so funny about him doing it was the fact that he was just so wasted that he didn't comprehend I can't smoke inside this place. And so when we finally got through to him, he was like, "What?" like far out. and and I just had to like walk out of the room or walk out of that condo, and it's just like, oh my gosh, what are we gonna do? Like, are we gonna get to the golf course in the morning, or are we gonna be paying, for like 8 tee times and only 3 of us are gonna be there? But it did work out fine. I think we all played.
We did. We did all play. We were
Yeah.
all there. It was an early tea time too, I think.
Yeah, I think so.
Is this again? This is a golf podcast or whatever, but I think this may have been the morning that I was drinking a beer in the shower. Um, but I was just gonna bring it back to that is such a good guys weekend where you go out, have some fun with the fellas, do some random stuff, but it's all good fun. You get to play golf, get to, at least from my perspective, um, get to see a new course, and so it was a lot of fun. But that's what golf is all about, in my opinion. Scott, EJ, y'all are way better than me. But like for me, it's just getting out with the fellas or women as well. Doesn't have to be the fellas, and just enjoying a new scene, playing golf, having fun. You're not at work, and you can just escape. And that's what that weekend was. All these stories that we're going through. That's what this is all about. The game for the majority of the people, and so that would just be my 2 cents on the stories we've been telling and why we enjoyed the game itself.
I couldn't have said that better, and I think we should probably end on that.
I can live with it.
Casey, I appreciate you joining and telling us your mountain golf story today. Enjoy earthing on the putting green, my man.
Yeah, man, I'm gonna be doing it in 10 minutes.
All right, man. I'll talk to you later.
We'll have to do
All
this
right.
again, Casey.
Yeah, man, for sure, anytime.
All
Thank
right,
you all
All
for
gentlemen.
right.
having me on.
See you, Scott.
Adios.